Okay.
Hey, this is Just 3 Jobbers, baby. Oh, hey everybody. This is Just 3 Jobbers. We're back. Gosh, it's been a couple of weeks. This is Dirty Kev here. I'm with my boys. I'm with Max, Walk, and Moose. Guys, how's it going? Are you guys happy to be here today?
Yeah, it's glad to have you back.
Yeah, we had a week without Kevin. We're happy to have all three jobbers back. Talk about the go home show for the horror show at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, horror show. Yeah, that's this is interesting. This is kind of crazy. Is Vince? So are we kind of agreeing that Vince is just he's like, okay, this is in a performance center. It's not gonna be in front of fans. Let's try to make it like a mini spectacle or some sort of something. Because right now this horror show thing, like, it's a little interesting to me. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
I think it's the same way, like, dude, Rey Mysterio or Seth Rollins is going to lose an eye, so I'm not sure how they're going to do it. Like, what?
Yeah, we talked about for a sec last week. It's definitely, like, adding some intrigue to a show that really has none for me, honestly. Like, up and down the card, it's been kind of so-so storylines for the last month, really. So I'm like, it adds some factors in, like, 2 cinematic matches is going to be fun, and, like, I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do, especially with the eye for an eye match, which apparently they're going to do some
They're
CGI.
having a church?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It's going to be cinematic. I don't know. I haven't read any details about where or anything, but apparently they're going to bring CGI artists to come in and CGI the eyeball to come out or something like that. So I'm excited to see what that could look like, even though it probably is going to be crazy and bad. But
yeah,
you know what? I'm going to give it a chance because it could be, an insane, like, horror type thing that's interesting, that's never been done before.
Yeah, it could be Vince. Definitely doubling down on we're in the movie business. Have you guys seen that quote? I think it's like ESPN asking him. Well, sorry, what'd you say?
About that.
What'd you say, Moose?
Oh, I said, is Seth Rollins going to have wear an eye piece for the rest or like an eye patch for the rest of his career if his eye comes out?
See, I could see something like where they say they put like a glass eye in or something, or they put like a different eye in. Like, it's not that, he'll just have to wear.
The best doctors in the world restructure my eyeball and put it back in. And
Yeah,
I can see perfectly now.
The WWE has the best.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've heard that they may have Ray lose the eyeball. It's supposed to hurt him if he leaves WWE because apparently he hasn't signed yet. So
apparently he's not even under a contract.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. He's just agreed to, like. Well, I mean, with also them bringing Dominic back in, I think that's helped him at least stay for the time being. But
yeah, I definitely hope that Rey Mysterio, we see him on AEW in the future. But this is a Monday Night Raw podcast, so I think he can only help them. But yeah, it's interesting just because, and I'm excited for this pay-per-view. By no means am I trying to downgrade it here and make it just seem like it's not going to be a good pay-per-view. It could be a great pay-per-view. When WWE does things like this is interesting. I really do hope it's not on the end of Money in the Bank, just because I was a little disappointed with that show personally myself. And I do, and one thing that's kind of interesting, Extreme Rules has been consistently, Max, I think you can agree, a pretty good pay-per-view. Actually, like it's one of the better, some of the better matches are on Extreme Rules the past few years. AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns was an Extreme Rules match. You had that Fatal 4-Way for the IC title. I think the tag titles last year, I think that was a huge. One of them was at an Extreme Rules, which was like, I remember, like, helped elevate them. So Extreme Rules isn't a pay per view. Usually you want to sit back and skip.
Yeah, I mean, there's a point to that, but also, like, I think the show has potential to be good, but it's just seeming more like it's going to be Money in the Bank instead of Backlash. Even though Backlash really was basically a average pay-per-view with 2 great matches, the main event obviously being amazing. I mean, that was really just a main event show almost. Like, Drew versus Lashley was great, and it's like there's going to be some good matches. Like Drew versus Dolph should be good, but
should we just go into that too? You think?
Yeah, I think that's good because I think it's just a muted feud for me. Like, I'd have no faith in Dolph Ziggler to pull out a victory. I mean,
and he hasn't told his stipulation yet either. So
so it's like, I mean, it's like a thing to, you're excited to watch the show so you can see what the stipulation is, but what if it's a WWE Championship on a pole match or something stupid like that? Like, what if it's, I don't know, I just saw somebody tweet it should be a karaoke competition. Like, that'd be interesting. I don't know.
No way. No.
It was a joke. But I don't know. It's just he says he wants to do something that's never been done before. So it's like if they want to do something brand new that's never been done, why wouldn't they promote that, announce it, and market it? Like, oh, this is
Mark. What do you mean? I like that idea. The fact that it's a surprise. You won't know until the match is ready. So that's the advantage for Dolph. Dolph has the advantage because he's the one who's the only one that knows. It's not like just them. I'm just kind of disagreeing with you guys here. I actually think this is a feud that they're actually putting a little bit into, and I think I'm a little surprised at actually how much creativity they've been putting into it. It's not been that boring.
I see where you're coming from, from the point of the feud is that
he's not
I completely understand that. I'm looking from the marketing of a match that's not getting me excited for a match to just know there's a feud coming or there's a stipulation being announced coming, and
we know that he's not going to win.
Yeah, that also, and I'm looking at it from maybe a lapsed fan's perspective or somebody that's not watching every Raw basically, but the show's coming up. If they see Drew versus Dolph, they're going to have to really read to figure out there's going to be a stipulation. Because right now, the promo for it I've seen that one that looks really cool, the show, the full page card, one of them, and Dolph. That doesn't say that there's a stipulation. It'd be awesome if that thing had last man standing or Iron Man match or whatever it is. I don't know what it's going to be. So I just think that could overall help the marketing. I'm not saying the feud, but even then, the feud week to week has been pretty much the same thing and not very much story besides Drew or Dolph being able to hold back the stipulation.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's every week, Drew, I want you to thank me. I want you to appreciate what I did for you. It's that's all he's saying. And then MVP says, I'll thank you, Dolph. And then he does. And then Drew
punches him.
Yeah. And Drew's hey, you just use people your whole career. It's it's the same thing. It's 3 weeks. I just want something. There's just no interesting flair to it besides the stipulation thing, which, maybe they're going to do something really exciting with it, and I'll judge the match on the match's point. It hasn't got me super excited for it like Bobby versus Drew did.
Okay. Yeah. Good point. What about you, Moose?
I agree with both. I'm kind of in the middle with both you guys. I think not saying the stipulation is kind of good, kind of bad. Once you said your point, I kind of agree with you, Kevin, there a little bit, but Max is also right. They kind of been saying the same stuff kind of every week, and it's kind of counterintuitive to me at this point. But I think it's going to be a great match. I think the match they really need to have, I've said this multiple times, is the ladder match, because that's the only match that really Dolph has a possibility of winning, really, if you think about it. So
it was a good match. It was a good match at that was the best, well, maybe the best match at WrestleMania. It depends who you ask.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I think.
Which match?
The ladder match. I just think a ladder match in the Performance Center just helps look good.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Especially now the fans are back too. I think a ladder match would be a great option. I think if it's a ladder match, I think you promote it. I think it's going to be something. I think it's going to be something that's random or new, which that it could be great. I'm not going to say that it's obviously going to be bad no matter what. It probably is going to be great. Honestly, I'm not I don't hate this feud. I don't think it's terrible. I just think could have done more. Yeah, I think they could have done more. That's all. That's my only real.
I think the match is gonna be great regardless. So, but.
Sure. And do you guys think? Okay, this is maybe just a weird thought. Do you think us reading spoilers online, should we try to go the next month?
I never read spoilers.
I don't really read spoilers either.
Oh, I'm not saying read spoilers, but we all you don't ever see I feel like we know also that Randy Orton's going to be the guy facing Drew at SummerSlam. I think that's also a reason why this doesn't seem like it's just a placeholder to us. We and it's an issue because we know how the system works.
Yeah, but I think
we know that without even reading spoilers.
Exactly. That's
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure before I ever even read that on Wrestling Inc. or whatever website, I'm pretty sure that we said it on the show that we think that's the direction. So it's if we intuitively know that, reading it really isn't going to affect how we feel. I think there's been, there's been so many times where there's been champions who obviously have a bigger match coming forward that have great matches like in the past. Like look at the AJ Styles Roman Reigns feud from 2016. I mean, though they had 2 straight great matches on pay-per-view, even though Roman Reigns was not going to lose that belt.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I think it's more just sad in my aspect, just because you know me, Max. Like, this is actually honestly okay. So, like Dolph Ziggler, guy who I've been backing, and I've had points where I didn't like him either, and I didn't believe in him, and I just think I just think that it's like I know he's not going to win. I wish there was a little bit more believability with it, because I think he's going to put on a solid match, and it's been a decent story about how he brought him up. It actually makes reason. Like, this could be a good match. WWE, Vince McMahon just has given us a middle finger for the last 6-7 years when it came to Dolph Ziggler. So we just know it's unfortunate. I hate to be that way. And that's why I'm being this way a little bit with Dolph, because I've always been such a big Dolph guy in person myself. When I got back into wrestling with Max, I was watching Dolph Ziggler freaking out. We were going crazy. So it's I guess that's just all for me. I'm going to watch it. It's fine. Any last thoughts for you guys? I'm rambling a little bit with it, but any last thoughts? Moose or anything?
Like I said, I think it's going to be a good maybe 20-minute match, and Drew's going to come out on top, and that's going to be the last of the feud.
Yeah. But Max, hey, you're about to be happy about this next one. Who were you? Do you want to go into it, or?
Which next one?
Shayna.
Shayna, yeah. So
Shayna.
We can talk about the tag match later, but yeah, Shayna. I was just looking into that. Yeah, Shayna Baszler's.
You're right. It was that tag match. Sorry.
No, it's okay if we don't go chronologically through the show. I think that's probably one of the high. That's really one of the high points of the show. I mean,
we see that every week. We see that tag match every week anyway. So
that's true. Old. I mean, this might have been the best one of that, but like regardless, Shayna Baszler comes back in a interesting point with the ninjas and Akira Tozawa with R-Truth out in the ring, about to throw down for the 24/7 championship. And who comes out? Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, makes her return. She hasn't been seen since May, I believe, with her match against Natalia. It was an interesting spot. She came out, beat up 3 ninjas, and then R-Truth and Akira Tozawa got out of there. And she gave a little promo on basically the women's division, saying she's coming back to give some people a hard dose of reality, which apparently is her. She's that dose.
Yeah.
It was a solid little promo, but it mostly it was really more of her like coming out to kick some ass against some like small stupid ninjas, like
some jobbers.
Exactly. It was basically us 3 going at her in that spot, and it's just great to see her back. Really, I think that they're probably going to give her something to do after Extreme Rules. Obviously, she doesn't have a match, so it's good that she's back. I hope she actually gets a sustained feud. I'd love to see her versus Asuka at SummerSlam, but I think they may be going in a different direction possibly, but I don't know. I'm just excited for her back.
I think they're going to – keep going.
I was going to say I think that they're going to go to Kairi Sane versus Asuka at SummerSlam.
That'd be sick.
There's a lot of things kind of pointing to that. One, on Raw Talk last night, Kairi said if Asuka retains that she is ready for Asuka. That's what Kairi Sane said on Raw Talk last night.
That will be a good feud.
Yeah, and it might be the send-off for Kairi Sane, who has a lot of talk of her going back to Japan, and so she can see her husband. She hasn't been with her husband this entire time for the thing, because her husband's in Japan apparently. So, apparently, apparently she would go back there, maybe wrestle for a year before retiring. That's what the talk has been. That basically she's been. That's the possibly direction they're going, but I think Shayna versus Asuka would also be a great direction. There's also apparently an August 30th show coming up that could be Evolution 2.
Yeah, so I've read that rumors. Yeah, I've seen that rumors as well.
So maybe that's another spot for maybe that'd be a great spot for Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. But I just don't think there's any direction for her except for the championship right now for Shayna.
Wouldn't that be great? Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I just think that was basically my last point.
I just think it'd be interesting, and this is something I don't want to see the direction go by. One, I want to point 2 things out. One, don't read the dirt sheets, ladies and gentlemen, because as you've read for the last few weeks, Shayna has been taken out, has not been wanted.
Yeah.
I guess apparently Bruce Pritchard is trusted maybe more by Vince or something. I don't know, or whatever, but she's here. She's in a prominent role. All that, everything we read online was just blown smoke essentially. So I think she's in for a renewed push here, hopefully. She needs to be. Charlotte being out. If they're doing this new,
Charlotte and Becky both out.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
need to push her. If
Yeah.
Vince has an issue with her, he's got to get over it.
Yeah, Charlotte, I mean, she announced she's going to be gone for a little while, basically with
Surgery.
It's a surgery. She had time off a little bit before when she had one of her I guess we don't have to get into it, but it's about her implants in her breasts. That like popped a few years ago, and it was leaking. There's she got
during a match.
Well, I don't know how it happened, but she had some kind of poisoning. I think it was silicone poisoning.
Oh yeah.
That she had to get fixed back in the day, and then she did the quick fix, I think, back then. So they had to do a little bit more reconstructive just to fix it because she's had some pain. It wasn't poisoning at all this time, but I think it's just going to be a little bit longer. She's out, so she said that on Twitter. So it's going to be a little while before she's back, and Becky obviously is pregnant. So Shayna needs to be somebody that steps up. So I mean, it's definitely right for her to come back. Also, it kind of is in line with another return, which I thought was really good, which was Bianca Belair, who I really enjoy, and I thought it was great to see her back and help Ruby Riott get a win.
Yeah, man.
That's been a little storyline of, I'm sure, never winning. I mean, it took my
first one since 2019, right?
Yeah, it was since her
March,
first
maybe?
win since her feud with Ronda Rousey.
Really,
Insane.
I did not know
Wow.
Yeah, so that was, I think, for Fastlane of last year.
I forgot that even was a match.
Exactly.
Wow.
She hasn't won a singles match since then. Or
that. Did
something
she
like
beat
that.
Ronda Rousey?
No, she
Did she beat Ronda Rousey? Come on, Moose.
Moose.
That's what you just
Really?
said. That was her last win.
It was in her feud with Ronda Rousey was the last time she had a win.
Oh, okay. I can see why that. Okay, I can see why you.
Okay, sorry.
Like that. Sorry, that was our bad.
Yeah, my apologies. So I was happy to see Ruby Riott also going to win. We're talking kind of about the women's division overall, and Bianca Belair. She's just such she's going to skyrocket up with the women's division. Really, I'm so excited to see what she can do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be slower, but I think she's definitely going to be a future star once she finally gets that rocket
100%.
push.
And Max, if that pay-per-view August 30th is the Women's Evolution pay-per-view, that is going to be hopefully that is going to help with the 3-hour show. I think personally, if they're going to be pointing out women's wrestling and putting them out into I think the worst thing about women's wrestling for Raw is the fact that they half-ass almost everything. It seems like it's never it's fully committed to it, or it's fully the only thing
maybe the main event.
Exactly. The only thing they really are fully committed to is Asuka and the 4 Horsewomen. It seems like. So the other ones, it's it seems like it's just always we'll see him for 2 weeks, won't see him for 2 more weeks.
The Iconics have been more
so inconsistent.
Have been on almost every week, but I mean,
good there, and they're actually
and they've gotten some wins over the past few months, but they lost their 2 championship matches. So that's just the disappointing thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that being steadily on Raw every week and having those characters continue to be built, I think that's what's strong for them. And
Nia, I think Nia. Where has she been?
I'm okay if Nia is kind of out for a little bit.
Right, but that's how you stop momentum and pushes.
Yeah, but she literally just had a championship match at Backlash. And now
why not keep her out there? Yeah. Why would you take her off?
I assume maybe COVID reasons, but that's
you know what they should do if they're not going to push Shayna right into the main event. I think they put her in a feud with Nia Jax and just have them
fight it out.
I was just gonna say.
Do an Extreme Rules match. Do a hardcore match at freaking SummerSlam. Give them 10 minutes just to beat the crap out of each other. Mm-hmm. Show Shayna's a badass. I mean, I don't know the facts because since this year's been a little off for me. They might have already done that match, but
yeah.
Well, I guess they did the triple threat with her and Asuka before Money in the Bank, but that never really actually happened. So, and I don't know. I think that just has potential to be a good way to put Shayna over. And there's just a lot of potential. Hopefully they do this Evolution show so they can start actually, increasing the dedication they're putting towards these women from week to week instead of just being more lackadaisical, I suppose.
When will we know if that's actually confirmed? Was that just rumors that you heard? Or?
Yeah. I mean, it's just rumors right now. Apparently it was announced, or not announced, but revealed kind of through dirt sheets that they've been planning on this, I think August 30th. It might be, I think, is it the last day of the month? They're planning on this date for a show. And it's been rumored that's going to be Evolution 2. So, and it'd be pretty close after SummerSlam. So that's why to be Evolution 2, but it's not confirmed yet.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Confirmed in the next 3 weeks before the end of July.
Yeah.
I don't know. Evolution, I guess, was probably announced pretty early, but that was because it was the first ever women's show. I think Evolution 2, you can tell, they've just they've thrown together shows pretty quick, especially with Great American Bash with 1 week's notice, where they would definitely do a show with just like a month's notice of this kind of caliber.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, right now, I'll say one thing. Bailey and Sasha have been undeniable. Well, sorry?
Actually, should we just get into the main event, Bailey and Sasha?
We don't have to. I just wanted to say, just because we were talking about.
Go ahead. Yeah, I think while we're in the women's division, might as well. So make your point.
Sure.
Yeah, but talk. You have the floor. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just was saying we can talk about it now too.
Yeah. No, I think we could. And then I just think they have been so solid. It's insane. Like I hated Bailey.
See, that's why you can't. That's why I'm kind of confused. Like, you gotta let Sasha beat Asuka. I think you can't have them have this so much.
Wow! Moose has turned to my idea. That's insane. You did not like that 2 weeks ago. I love that. Carry on.
So like, yeah, you can't have Sasha and Bailey be so hot in these past like 2 months, and then just for Asuka to beat her at Extreme Rules.
No,
like,
I say push it out. I say they win, and then they need to push this feud or something. Like I don't think they need. You don't want it to happen at SummerSlam already, do you? You want them to break up? I think they're consistently the best.
No, I don't want them to break up. I'm saying I think Sasha beats Asuka.
Oh, so you just want you because you think Sasha's amazing. You just want Sasha to have that title.
You just love Sasha, baby.
Yeah, you have a crush.
Raj Giri, wrestling a great guy, just tweeted last night he thinks she's the hottest. As in sexy, so that's a funny tweet.
Yeah, that is funny.
He was pretty drunk last night, I'm pretty sure. I think he had a drink to get through Raw, which, you know.
But I was just saying,
that's what I had to do too.
It's been tough to get through it sometimes.
But you got to understand where I'm coming from, though. Sasha has the last time she's lost. You can't just have her like be dominant for a whole month and just lose to Asuka.
I think she wins. I think Sasha wins.
Yeah, I think Sasha wins, and then Asuka wins it back at SummerSlam. Or something.
I think Sasha wins, and then Bailey's gonna somehow make Sasha lose the title.
Yeah, on like a SmackDown or a Raw. On a Raw, obviously, but
yeah, because I think they're gonna go with Sasha as a face and Bailey, because Bailey's been more.
I think that's absolutely the right point, is to make Bailey the annoying heel and Sasha the face.
And then SummerSlam, they had the Sasha Bailey match for the title.
No,
Moose, way too early.
Too early. Push this
out.
Although
this is what I want. This is what I've wanted, and I think this is the problem that I see that they're in. Okay, because I think Sasha and Bailey also have been amazing. Although I'm starting a little bit to get to the point of Charlotte, where they're a little bit overexposed. A little bit. They really are. I think they're on every show. They're on NXT even for some of these shows. Sasha was just against Io Shirai. So like,
are you really saying that? Or are you just trying to?
No, I'm saying a little bit. Really getting
annoyed of them a little?
No, a little bit, not a lot. I still think they're fantastic. I just think I see them so much. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And I think fundamentally, I don't know if I like having a SmackDown star win the Raw Women's title. I think that's really where it comes down to a lot for me. Yeah. Even though they're so hot. Although I also think Sasha has been so hot lately that it wouldn't be a terrible move. I just think it would mute Asuka just because they've built all this into Asuka since Becky had to go. Asuka's been killing it almost. She's maybe lost, one time to Charlotte on Raw. That's really that main event. That's her only loss, I think, in the last few months, where she's been pinned, because Kairi was pinned last night, obviously, in a loss. I just don't know where they would go for Asuka versus Kairi, Asuka versus Shayna. I mean, do they do a rematch of Asuka versus Sasha if they win? I think that it's been pointing towards a possible match of SummerSlam, but now just because people are loving them so much, Sasha and Bailey, that it seems like they would want to hold out on even more to make it more of a progressed breakup. But then they probably want to save it for Royal Rumble or SummerSlam, which is then another 6 months. Then it's like when are they? How long can they really play this out? Because they've been doing the same thing with them for like a year almost.
So I agree. That makes sense.
I could go either way.
I just think it's a tough position. I don't think really either way would be bad. I think there's great things that can happen if either of them win. I think there's a lot going, so it's really kind of a weird position they're in. That's the only really point I'm trying to make.
And you're thinking from the sense of logical.
Yeah.
That's why. You just think logic, it doesn't make sense for Sasha from SmackDown.
Well, I could see Sasha beating her at Extreme Rules, and then like you said, on like a Raw or SmackDown or Raw, obviously, have a rematch, Asuka versus Sasha, and then Bailey, kind of fucks up or screws over Sasha, and Asuka retains, and then you can do the Asuka Kyrie match at SummerSlam or wherever. And
I mean, there's definitely that potential.
there's a lot of possibilities they can go with it, so I'm anxious to see how it plays out.
I think, I'm going to make one more point. The only way I could maybe see this thing happening is just because, again, we got to bring it back to the fact that Becky and Charlotte are gone. The two alphas, the two people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have Ronda. If you look at the first Evolution, the entire thing was around those, three out of, those three women.
That's true. I guess they had Nikki Bella in the main event match too, and Trish and Lita.
Yeah. So I just want to say, I just think with that, they don't want to pull up people from NXT. NXT right now is flourishing with all their women division, but also I don't think they need to take them up right now.
NXT would be on Evolution, I'm pretty sure, though.
Yes,
but it would just be NXT Championship match, probably.
So that's why I could see. That's why I could see Sasha winning, just because Sasha is a present. They are present. They are hot. They are the two best things right now for women's division, and right now, and honestly, everyone loves Sasha. I don't know anyone who actually is like bored or annoyed of Sasha on top ever. She hasn't been on top since 2016. So if she's able to be on Raw with with all those titles, seeing them with all that gold, I think would be really, really cool. A big FU to everybody.
I think that as I was talking, as you were talking, like the one thing that pushed me towards wanting maybe a Sasha win. So you have Bailey defend earlier in the night, obviously. So they have that. They have their take.
I love that idea simmered in your guys' heads for
weeks. And
and it's grown.
They have Sasha win, and then they have that. Not the photo shoot, but like that photo of them holding all four of those belts, the tag teams and Raw and SmackDown. That'd be a pretty legendary picture. That'd be a picture that like is gonna be like they go down for like one of their like all time. Like to have them in the ring like holding up four belts at the same time. Like that's a picture that you like show in your main event or like in your Hall of Fame montage.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like if anything's gonna do it, like it's that. Like it's that like.
Why would they stop it? Why would they just go to 3? Factor. I think might as well go to 4.
What's gonna happen is they're gonna win it all, and then they're gonna hold it. They're still gonna be best friends until Becky and Charlotte come back, and then all hell's gonna break loose.
Oh gosh, no way.
Do you guys think Ronda would return to this Evolution pay-per-view?
If Sasha wins, that'd be cool.
I also don't think Ronda returning would be worth it unless he's in front of a crowd.
True.
Same thing as Brock. Apparently, they don't really want Brock to return until there's a crowd, so they're going to throw away SummerSlam plans for Brock.
All right, can we actually talk about the MVP of Monday Night Raw? Somebody else
Kevin Owens?
Randy Orton. Well, what do you guys want to do? Let's talk about Randy Orton.
There's pretty much like 4 more parts really that's left. There's the Randy Orton stuff, Kevin Owens and Seth and Ray stuff.
We don't need to talk about. We really don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, let's go into the Randy Orton aspect. I would say, so you guys, last night on Monday Night Raw, we essentially found out that Randy Orton versus Big Show is not going to be Extreme Rules. It's going to be next Monday night on Raw and unsanctioned.
Weird thing. I don't know why they would do that. It's unsanctioned. Just put it on Extreme Rules. Like, look, the name is Extreme Rules.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys one thing. This is when the summer of Punk started to happen. This is when the main storyline for the summer. And Randy Orton's been killing it. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, like we were talking about earlier, and it's gonna probably happen at SummerSlam. And I just want to say that Randy Orton right now is must-see television. We've got 10 minutes left of this, but he is much-see television. Every time he's on the screen, my eyes are locked, and I love this Legend Killer gimmick. He's the most legit guy out there besides Drew McIntyre, who's getting like John Cena-esque push. So Randy Orton is going to be the true – he's somebody who's, he's the hottest he's been all year. I could see him, winning or being a top 5 in PWI. Like, that's how hot he's been this year. Like, it's insane how much he's been able to turn it on. For all of us when we need somebody to really step up. He's somebody who's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to step up and I'm going to do it better than anyone else out there because I'm the best in the game. He's legitimately somebody who I cannot believe that I'm watching Randy Orton look this good at 40, 41 years old. Moose, you're a big RKO guy. What do you been thinking? You've been fucking loving this, haven't you?
Yeah. It's the best thing. Like, it's the best thing on Raw every week, in my opinion. don't really like how Ric Flair keeps coming out with him, like Max
Thank
said.
you.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean,
I will
There's
agree.
no reason. RKO is just fine by himself.
Yeah.
He's killing it. He doesn't need Ric
I mean,
Flair there.
I can see why they're doing it just because
I
it's
understand
Ric
why.
Flair,
It's just
but,
not safe.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna tell Ric Flair no, even if you want to.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm telling my grandparents, no, don't leave your freaking house.
But anyway,
They're 5 years older than him.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
not like
either
that
way.
different.
Yeah.
Moving
Okay,
on.
yes.
Moving on.
Regardless of that point, I think RKO is killing.
He's the best on right now, and I don't know why they're not doing it at Extreme Rules, but I can see why, because I think it's going to be just like another squash. Randy Orton's just going to punt him in the head, and then it's going to be over for Big Show. I think that's why they're doing it on Monday night, because if they're not going to if they would have it on Extreme Rules, it'd probably be a bigger, longer match, you know?
Yeah.
So that would. And he also did this unsanctioned match with Christian. Like, it's just kind of like all building up, I think. And I don't think Big Show can't really perform like he used to, so.
Max.
Obviously, like we can't say enough great things about Randy Orton right now because he's just so great. I mean, this Legend Killer stuff. This is what made me love Randy Orton back in 2008, 2009, that kind of range. So it's great seeing him back because he still is so solid in it. It's like he does everything right. It's like he's against R-Truth. So R-Truth does 2 punches. He's ready he hits a obviously great RKO. And just even in his pin, the way he pins him, I just think looks so awesome. Like the way his full body's over his face, he's holding the leg, and he also takes the other leg, and he straightens the leg while he's pinning him. I don't know. I just think it looks so smooth. Like I just think it looks. He just is so great in everything right now. I just think that if they're gonna do this big match, which I think will be great, Raw or Extreme Rules, regardless. I don't know why they just wouldn't do it at Extreme Rules. Add another thing that's going to be exciting there, and another stipulation match that doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of stipulation matches outside of cinematic. I mean, they have Drew and Dolph, but
I don't know. I think this Extreme Rules actually. I don't know why. I
think it's gonna be good.
I thought they loaded this Extreme Rules card. Truthfully, Rey Mysterio versus Seth is a match that should have been on SummerSlam.
And then you got Apollo MVP, which will be all right, and then Sasha and versus Asuka. Like, there's gonna be
I'm actually really pumped. So I can see that's the only reason why I think they didn't need to necessarily put it on the pay-per-view, just because right now I think the pay-per-view.
I think if he's the bigger star, why are you not putting him in the biggest shows that you have right now?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a really good point, man.
But I think also
give him a break.
If they can promote this, maybe it boosts ratings for next week's Raw. I have no clue. I don't know.
Randy Orton RKOs. Maybe Randy Orton RKOs Drew McIntyre.
Ric Flair. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, that's why I love this, because in like 2004, they said Randy Orton's going to be the biggest star in 10, 20 years. And look what's happening. He is.
He is, dude. The guy knew he was going to be the best. He's got it in him. It's like when you watch John Cena like a few years ago, man. Like anytime John Cena's out there, it just makes you realize how good he is.
And then
we all forget about him.
And then once Randy Orton wins the title, WrestleMania is going to be Randy Orton versus John Cena.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be – we'll see about that. I think it's going to be Edge.
Actually, true hot take. Bobby Lashley wins the 2021 Royal Rumble.
Interesting. Okay. Now let's go into – should we go into Raiders?
I really want to talk about that just for a minute or two, which is we have a whole lot of time left. But I just want to say, Kevin Owens, man, this guy – is such a great person, dude. Like, first off, he beat Seth, which I love seeing him back on Raw and getting a win. I don't care that Seth loses.
He needed a win. He hasn't had a win in a while.
Kevin Owens needed a win, and also Seth is a character who can freaking lose. Like, it's fine. And I just think he's obviously a fantastic person, but he's a locker room leader. Like, he's the guy that went to Vince McMahon once they made these masks mandatory. People weren't taking it seriously. He said he went to Vince and he like publicly announced to Vince, people aren't taking this seriously, dude. Like, you gotta like implement some sort of like fine or something. And that's why they fine people now backstage if they're not wearing masks. Like, Kevin Owens is a locker room leader. He's looking out for people, and he still is coming. Even though he like took a few weeks off, he still wants to come out and entertain us every week. Even though he hasn't gotten the huge push since. It's been a while since he got the huge push. I hope he can win the WWE title. It's the one title he's never won. I really want him to at some point. So I just love Kevin Owens. Obviously, he's my favorite. So I just wanted to say that. But
he has been needed. He has been really needed.
He's been needed, I think. I just hope they give him an actual story going into SummerSlam. That's what I really want.
Would they maybe redo Seth versus KO again? Could they do him versus MVP?
I thought him maybe that. I thought about that, but I thought also maybe they do him versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, that'd be a good match. I'd be really happy with that. Dude,
So,
also, did you guys
a
talk
lot
about
of
the new
things.
U.S. title? What'd you guys think of that?
That's awesome.
Oh,
I like
sure,
that a lot.
yeah. I think it does look slick. It looks good, like more like
Professional.
21st
The
century. I
U.S. title
suppose.
was definitely the ugliest out of all of them still today, I would say.
Yeah, but it also had the
He's
classic
the
look
oldest.
I was used to, but I think it
Yeah.
definitely looks the new one definitely looks slick and is more like in line with their set of titles overall in the company right now. So
Yeah. Are you excited? I mean, I can say one thing. I guess we did discuss the Ivers Eye match. Seth Rollins. It's just, yeah. I mean, should we just talk about like MVP? Like, is MVP winning the title from Apollo Crews? Probably not.
would not be that surprised if he
I'm
does.
kind of on the
honestly.
fence. I kind of can see why they would, and others can see why they wouldn't. So I don't know. We'll just
I
have to
really
find
hope they
out.
do Ricochet some justice and have him versus. I would love him versus Cedric versus Apollo in a match. My God, that match would be so good.
Because I'm tired of Cedric and Ricochet going out and just getting killed by Bobby Lashley the past couple weeks. It's kind of annoying.
Dude, you're telling me it's pissing me off. Honestly,
Yeah, that is the one thing I wanted to say too is how Cedric and Ricochet have been just thrown to the wolves. I mean, I get that they want to put Bobby over, but just find somebody else to put him over.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't need to do it 3 weeks in a row.
take out Shane
Exactly.
Thorne. Take Shane Thorne out.
Yeah, those guys like they came
Like-
back. They were there for a week or two. Like have them get beat up by Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, what the hell?
I get 1 week to have them lose. Like that Ricochet versus Bobby Lashley match 2 weeks ago was great. I mean, it
Yeah.
was really good, and it made sense that Bobby Lashley wins. Why do they need to do it again last night? It's just
Yeah.
that's the little things that I wish they wouldn't do. So, yeah. Before we get into this, we want to maybe just quick fire predictions. Moose and Kevin, MVP versus Apollo Crews. Who wins at Extreme Rules?
I want Apollo.
Yeah, I think Apollo wins. I don't think MVP wins it. I just think that
agree. We'll see with Raw. Oscar versus Sasha Banks. Final call.
Sasha
Well,
Banks.
do you guys not want to do a preview show or anything this week?
We
Are
will,
you busy?
but maybe possibly. But this is just quick fire thoughts right now, and we can do an official one later.
All right,
We'll do Raw
Sasha.
matches.
Sasha.
Go with Oscar. Ray versus Seth. Who's losing an eye?
Seth.
Ray.
Okay.
And Drew versus Dolph.
Drew.
That's obvious. All right, that's all the Raw matches, and then SmackDown matches. We'll talk about more maybe maybe we'll do either Friday night or
SmackDown, yeah.
Saturday.
I have
SmackDown
The
review.
Swamp match is going to steal a show. I'm saying that before that gets cut off.
I think that could steal a show. I think that's one that's going to be underrated. Could be fantastic.
Yeah, no, I agree. Cool, guys. Well, hey, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for covering for me last week. That was awesome. I love that you guys put the video up. So that was great. But yeah, dude, it's weird. I think we're all aching for that crowd feeling again. Monday Night Raw definitely needs it with being 3 hours. It's new times. We're excited for Extreme Rules. And you know what? I think we're even more excited, I think, for SummerSlam. So, hey, everybody, thank you guys for listening. We love you. And this is Just 3 Jobbers. We'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Peace.